positive integers from 1 to 2000 are not divisible by 5, 7 or 11. So you have to find out those integers which are not divisible by these three numbers. So let me say that the set S is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on up to 2000. The cardinality of S is 2000. Now, what is the condition C1 here? C1 is those integers which are divisible by 5. So, an integer satisfies this condition if it is divisible by 5. C2 is the condition that an integer is divisible by 7. And C3 is the condition that an integer is divisible by 11. But you have to find out how many integers are not divisible by 5, 7 or 11. So again, it is the question of what is n of C1 bar, C2 bar and C3 bar. So in order to find out n of C1 bar, C2 bar, C3 bar, you must know what is S0, S1, S2, S3. Why? Because n of C1 bar, C2 bar, C3 bar is equal to S0 minus S1 plus S2 minus S3. I hope all of you know what is S0, S1, S2, S3. If not, you can follow in the further steps. S0 here happens to be 2000, which is cardinality of S. Now, S1 is n of C1 plus n of C2 plus n of C3. N of C1 is the number of integers which are divisible by 5. How many of them are divisible by 5? So, 2000 by 5 will give the answer, which is 400. So, a few integers which are divisible by 5 will be 0, 5, 10. Okay, it starts from 1, so it is 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on. N of C2 will be those integers which are divisible by 7. So, 2000 by 7, and we are going to apply the floor function, that is the greatest integer which is less than or equal to 2000, which happens to be 285 here. Now, N of C3 is those integers which are divisible by 11, and that happens to be 2000 divided by 11, which is 181. Now, we have now got N of C1, N of C2 and N of C3. What is N of C1, C2? Where you have to find out those integers which are divisible by 5 as well as 7. So we take the LCM of 5 and 7, which happens to be 35. So you have to calculate those integers which are divisible by 35. So 2000 divided by 35 happens to be 57, right? Now, N of C2, C3 will be the number of integers which are divisible by 7 as well as 11. LCM happens to be 77. So, 2000 by 77 is 25. And N of C1, C3 is those integers which are divisible by 5 and 11. How do we do that? LCM of 5 and 11 happens to be 55. So, 2000 divided by 55 is 36. So, N of C1, C2 is 57, N of C2, C3 is 25 and N of C1, C3 is 36. Now, N of C1, C2, C3 is the number of integers which are divisible by 5, 7 and 11. Now, the LCM of 5, 7 and 11 happens to be 5 into 7 into 11, which is 385, and 2000 divided by 385 is 5. So 2000 divided by 385 will give you 5 on applying the floor function. Now, N of C1 bar, C2 bar, C3 bar is S0 minus S1 plus S2 minus S3. We know that S0 is 2000. S1 happens to be 400 plus 285 plus 181. And S2 is 57 plus 25 plus 36. And S3 is 5. So we see that N of C1 bar, C2 bar, C3 bar is 2000 minus 400 plus 285 plus 181 happens to be 866. And 57 plus 25 plus 36 happens to be 118 minus 5. So on calculation, the final answer is 1247. So 1247 numbers are there between 1 and 2000 which are not divisible by 5, 7 or 11.